Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelava, and this is Speedplay Conclave number 26. We left off having formed the Roman Empire, and since our retinue force is near-ish these heretics, we just decided to roll it on through. We can't hire the Valerian Guard because they are led by a rival of ours. So we're going to try to assassinate him and hopefully just keep pressing forward with the forces that we've got. It's just into a whole bunch of tribal lands, so I assume it'll be enough. Although that is kind of the dangerous line of thinking that led us to not actually fully conquering them the first time round. I'm sure the second time round it'll go better, as, well, there's no real difference now. It's just a fully cavalry force as opposed to just a hodgepodge group of soldiers that we're sending in. And really, while we're trying to retake all the borders of the old Roman Empire, and this is quite a bit beyond that, we really did just have the army close by and it's convenient to take. Which may or may not be an actually legitimate and valid reason for this, but it's really a good enough one. And besides, that's really the most Roman thing, to just move forward into areas where your army can move forward into, simply because it can. So with that all said and done, you'll notice that it's just kind of roving about, taking not inconsiderable losses due to just the terrain and all the penalties that we're getting for being a civilized army in an uncivilized land. We do manage to send the mercenaries down, and there is a considerable enemy force, although it doesn't appear to be anywhere attacking us, which is kind of convenient and helps us out quite a bit, actually. So we just continue our sieges. Hopefully they'll eventually just give in. We do have to reshuffle our cabinet a bit just because some ministers die. And alright, we've managed to win that war. Since our armies are deep in sub-Saharan Africa, we may as well declare another war once we get the whole area set up. We have to give out that territory as a duchy instead of a viceroyalty because it's tribal and that's just all they can really understand. We go ahead and move into Timbuktu and all the areas around that. And we're probably just going to end up taking over these three areas since that's a convenient way to march our army down and then back out. And there we go, we've managed to win that war as well. We're just marrying off various daughters in the family matrilineally to people and then giving those people the titles as a way to circumvent not having any extra males in the family. Finally, the last province we're going to just roll on into. And one of the actual legitimate justifications for this course of action is that by attacking all of these heretics, we're getting our piety up so we can eventually maybe kick out all of the holy orders and just kind of get them out of our country so we have full control over the regions that we actually control. Anyway, with all those areas cleared up and our justification kind of in progress, our ability to get enough piety to kick out the holy orders, we do have some actual states in our new provinces that we need to kick out as well. One that's just a one-province minor, which is rather conveniently conquered. And sadly, there's two that just control a single duchy, and that's why they stayed unified. We're also going to attack the Mirzids and just connect our two bits of Middle North Africa. Eventually, we'll hopefully be able to just take over all of the Mediterranean, although that's something that will take quite a while, and we could either speed it up by breaking a bunch of truces, or just not do that and wait several decades, which would slow us down drastically, but save our prestige, not that it really matters in the long run. At any rate, our forces just keep marching down, and as always, the way to avoid the coalitions and brutal slogs of wars is to just siege all of the holdings you're after and then make peace. It's been working really consistently, and it's pretty nice. Although ultimately, I guess it is probably very costly in troops, it does get the job done, and the troops do replenish. So it isn't really that much of a problem even there. With that all said and done, we claim Essex and go ahead and load up all of our mercenaries and retinues to go attack. We raise all of our forces in Middle France. Due to the revolts going on, we're not able to get all of the armies we're really entitled to raise up. That doesn't matter all that much. We're hopefully going to have enough forces to just win anyway, and our retinues and mercenaries are doing decent work up in England proper. So with that said and done, it's really probably not going to be them doing the most work since we have a massive stack just roving through Germany, which will probably do quite fine. Meanwhile, though, it's just more of the same, and that's kind of where we're at this point, is all of these wars are really just against these disparate minor powers that have holdings just strewn about, but that really don't have anything going for them in a larger sense. As really everyone around us is broken up into a bunch of smaller, just random bits and elements of kingdoms and territories, and we're just this overwhelming empire dominating from the center, really. So we've declared war on another just to do the same thing. They also just have one duchy. We're going to just try to roll in and seize that. And sadly for us, though, the emperor is dead. He lived to 74. He's ruled for 49 years. The kind of legacy that only really is shared by Augustus. So we go ahead and take a quick look just at what the empire became under his dead. And you'll see Sweeby culture has expanded quite a bit. We're all Catholics, although I'm not showing that right now, and direct vassals. We have some major ones, which will probably be of some interest for the successor, although we just have so many elements of control that I don't actually see succession being a problem. We have 15,000 score for him even after losing 10,000 when we broke that truce. Ultimately, I think that he is the Augustus of our game. And we'll look at the in-game screen really quickly. You might be thinking this is a very short episode, and it is. However, at this point, I'm considering maybe ending the series right here. The reason for that being, if we just kept going, if Augustus lived forever, Rome would probably still be here. I mean, obviously that's a massive leap in logic to even suggest that he would live forever. But the point is that we're not really fighting any major wars anymore. We're not really being challenged. The succession, while it might be somewhat difficult, is still going to be fairly easy because we were elected and most of the vassals are viceroys, their family, they elected us, and quite frankly I think that we have the ability to keep them all more or less in line. So if we stop here, make a time lapse out of it, we might get something of an interesting time lapse and see if, at the death of that emperor, the empire is in a strong enough state to make it to the end of the game and then maybe onwards to modern days. So that's something I think would be very interesting to see. Alternatively, we could just keep playing until we manage to retake all of the old Roman borders, plus a little extra, and turn all of the border states into something else. Or we could play all the way until the very end of the game, although at this point it would just be several more episodes of what we've already got. So, I'll put this all to you, make a straw poll, and just add that as a comment to this video. And we'll see where all the votes lie. There probably won't be a video Friday just to give everyone time to vote. I might do a little one-off series, maybe with a mod in EU4. And, yeah. We'll follow the vote, see what happens, and at any rate, I do want to start a new series next week. We'll do a little one-off on Friday, and, well, actually, let's take a look. We'll do a one-off for Thursday and Friday, so maybe just like a small series, and depending on the votes, we'll either start a new series next week or just keep going. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.